What up, y'all? My name is Nori Cherry, and I'm here to give y'all a little bit of the basics of the Deadstock coffee beans y'all know and love. For starters, coffee beans are a cherry. They come from a coffee cherry, about yay big, got a little bit of flesh on them. There's multiple types. There's ARABICA, Robusta, Liberica. These are all different varietals of a coffee cherry, but specifically, we focus on the ARABICA. It's the #1 coffee bean that's used around the world. It's majorly exported out of places like Brazil, Indonesia, Vietnam, and Colombia. Specifically those places because it needs high elevation and lots of water, so farmers are able to give it both of those. When we look at coffee beans, for us it starts at the varietal and then it goes to the processing. Farmers use different processes to get and extract different flavors from different coffee beans. So we have natural, washed, honey, and anaerobic. There's others, but those are the main focuses that we're gonna find here. Washed coffees are the most common coffees that you're gonna find pretty much anywhere. This means that they are washed off and dried and left in the sun to sit. And pretty much what that does is develop a more crisp and clean flavor out of the coffee. So when it's roasted, it doesn't have as much things clouding the true flavor of just the coffee cherry, that seed it is. Next, we have a natural, which is the complete opposite, where we allow that cherry to sit in the sun with all the flesh on it so it absorbs all the flavors of the sugar and everything else, creating more acidity, but also creating more fruity and jam-like flavors from that coffee. So it's got its contrasts, but it's also still great. Then in between those is what we would consider to be a honey process. And this is where you take the pulp off of the cherry, but you don't completely wash the cherry. You allow it to dry with some of those leftover, sugars and candied aspects of the coffee cherry to allow that to sit, dry in the sun. It's a little bit more of a detailed process because you gotta make sure things don't rot or go bad. You can't be exporting that to coffee companies or else that's bad. Lastly, we have anaerobic, which is pretty much a chef's kits on top of all the processes that we typically have for coffee. So what we do is we take these coffee cherries, whether they're washed, natural, whatever, and we throw them into these containers with a little bit of yeast, and we allow them to ferment for a few hours. And what this does is create a more boozy and acidic, but also aromatic tasting and smell notes out of the coffee. And when we align it with the rest of these, it's what gives us like a complete panel of like different flavors and different styles to get coffee. And with those styles, those are all what you can find here at Deadstock Coffee.